Hello friends and welcome back to another Spellbinders card making video. And today I'm going to share with you 5 cards and 2 extra little tag project shares. And I'm going to be using both the regular card kit and the kit and caboodle for these cards and my little projects today. And here's just a quick look. I'm not going to do a full unboxing, it's just kind of a quick look, but this is the large and the small die which we're going to use in the cards that I make today. And then this is the die set that comes in your kit, which is the original one that you saw there, which it makes the car. So we are going to use this as well. And this is pretty much everything that comes in the kit. Like I said, I'm not going to do a full unboxing, but I did want to show you the dies because I think they're really cool. I love the way they do their automobiles. So, you know, they have that really cool truck that has all the little sayings on the back, and this is their sports car. They had the scooters. So they really do love their vehicles at Spellbinders, and they really do make some really cool looking cars. So there's everything that comes in the kit. And now we're going to get started by doing the 2 tag shares that I did today. So I really wasn't sure what to do with the large die. So it makes these like necklaces with the sayings on either side. And there's a bunch of different sayings that comes with it. So I thought today what I would do is make some tags using the different elements from the large die kit. So it's supposed to make, like I said, a necklace with 2 parts. So I'm just kind of showing you here how I put this one together. And for this one, I took the outline in the back and I cut it out of the black cardstock, and then I cut it again out of that rose gold, and then I trimmed around it so that it would fit inside the black piece. And then I'm going to take, once I glue it all together, I'm going to take my crocodile and go through that hole that's in the rose gold piece through the black piece so that I can put the chain piece, if that makes sense. If you have this one, you know what I'm talking about. This is a little different of a style of dies for me. I'm not used to making like fake jewelry, so hopefully I'm doing it the right way. But so when this little piece here has already got the split cut out of it so that you can put it through the little hole, and then you're supposed to run the chain part, which is right above it, through the loop. So what I'm going to do is attach these down to my tag, and I'm going to glue everything in place, and I'm going to kind of have the chain kind of going off the side. So you know it gives the illusion that it's a necklace without that big old long piece hanging there. And then once I get that all glued down, I will just trim that off, all the excess piece. And for the tag die, I thought I would share what that was. So the tag die is, since the paper is really thin, I cut it out twice. I cut it out from white 110-pound cardstock and then the paper from the paper pack, and I just glued them together. And that tag die is it's an old magnolia tag die. So I'm not sure if they have those available anymore, but it's one of my favorite, like, foofy, girly looking lacy tags. So I love using that for stuff like this. So now I'm just going to create a little bow using some natural twine. And then I got these bags. They came in various kits over the years, and they've been sitting in a little bin off to the side with all the other little bags that come in different kits that you get. And I've never used them for anything, but I thought this would look really pretty if I put it on there. And then you can do like use them for gifts. So a gift for you and a gift for your friend. I don't know. I'm not sure. I was kind of struggling with this kit, to be totally honest with you. The small die, I rolled right through that like crazy, but the large die I was having a little bit of trouble with. So I topped it off with some black bows, and now we're going to move on to just the regular. This is just a couple of tags that you can add to like a little gift package if you were going to give these to a friend. And again, I did the same thing. I'm using the same dies, but this time I'm using the best friends, and I'm just attaching them straight down without having the backing. So I just use that piece all as one and cut it out of this real pretty, that is some specialty paper from Tonic Studios. So there is that one, and then we've got this one, and I'll show you a little close-up of the best friends. I thought this was real pretty, make some pretty tags to add to little gifts. And now we're going to move on to the small die. The small die is a majority of the rest of the cards. I'm going to have 2 cards at the end that will have all only kit items, but I love this die. I think this just makes so many different types of cards. And as I was cutting it out, more and more ideas were coming. I could have done 10 cards with just this die alone. So basically what I did is I cut out the shadow piece, cut out a lot of the elements from some gold cardstock, some gold glitter cardstock, and then I kind of matched a couple of other blues, and the backing is in black. So I did the blues and the yellows and the golds. And now you can see I'm just kind of adding everything together, putting all the pieces back. So when you cut this die out, you can see it there on the side. It comes with all those pieces. So it's pretty much up to you how much you want to do with. You can go all out like this and add everything, or you can do what I did with the next couple of cards, which is just use the love. So you get the word love that you can cut out separately. So this turned into 2 cards. So to start off, it was this red glitter cardstock, which I thought was absolutely gorgeous, and just some black cardstock to back it. And I placed the sentiment down, kind of a little bit wonky on the love, but you can tell what it says, as I thought it looked real pretty. Backed it with this gorgeous black and white paper, popped up the love sentiment in the middle, and then I've got these infinity dies, and these are available over on the Cat Scrappiness shop. Really good price on these, but I love making little tiny frames, thin frames to go around things. So I created one out of white cardstock, and now I'm just going to frame around the love sentiment in the middle. Then from one of the previous Spellbinders kits, recent kits, you got all of these sentiment dies. So I pulled out the U from the sentiment dies and I cut it out of the white cardstock, and then I attached it to the card, and that is it. Super, super easy one to do. Just says love you. And then from the leftover letters is where this card came from. So I cut out the car, which is part of the regular card kit, and I used just gold, silver, black, and the red that matches the love. The sentiment, the love, came out of the last card that we made, and I'm just going to start layering up. I have just a white card base, which is a little bit long and skinny. I've got mainly because I wanted to use the rest of that paper that I used on another card. So this is part of the paper, and then you'll see the other half that I use in another card. And now I'm just going to place the sentiment along the bottom. These reverse tweezers are just my favorite tool. I think out of all the tools I have, this is one of my favorite tools in my little stash here. I'm going to add the car, and then this little piece of the car is easiest to attach after you've placed the car down, so that you can just, it's really difficult to attach it to the car, so it's better to put it on your background. I'm going to pop up this little destination arrow and point it towards land, as my husband pointed out when I originally showed him what I wanted to do. He said, you know, there's no land where you're pointing that, so I had to fix that. I cut out the moment, which is a part of that same die set with the car, and that's going to do it. Pretty simple. The longest part of this one was putting together the car. I did back the car with black cardstock, as you can see through that thing, so that makes it easier to layer. Now for this card's kind of funny because, again, my husband came in to see what I was doing, and I had everything laid out in front of me. And he looks at it and he's like, oh, that's cool. I like this car. I like this. I like this. And then he says, why is there a zebra? What does that have to do with this kit? And I said, you know what? I don't know. But just because you said that, I'm going to use it. So that is where this little collage card came from, was him saying, why is there a zebra in there? That's silly. So that's why we're doing a collage card. So I use that like animal print in the background. I use the other half of the map for the middle. And now I'm just using everything that has to do with travel, expedition, all of that. And I'm just kind of making a little grouping here in the middle of my card, all around my focal point, which is the zebra. And just because my husband kind of was making fun of the zebra, this is a card I'm going to give to him. Some of the elements I popped up, some of them obviously I've tucked behind. It just depended on what it was that I was trying to bring to the front and push to the back. But like I said, pretty much everything I could find that had to do with travel or journaling or stories is why. So you end up with this little geotag, and then I'm also going to pop up a little arrow pointing to the every story. Every picture tells a story. And then I thought this sentiment was kind of funny with that, remember that time when. And that's going to do it. This is the end of my little collage card, which I think is actually my favorite card out of all of these. So on to the last card. I saw this paper, this like geometric paper in the paper stack, and I wanted to use the little geometric shapes. So that is where this card idea came from. So I'm using the black polka dot in the background, using the geometric shaped paper on top of that. And then I pulled out all of these guys, and some of them have popped up. So the top one, I'm not going to push it down until I'm sure where I want them to go, but two of them are popped up and one of them is going to be flat. This is a real simple card, very easy to make, and it was kind of an experiment because I'm not usually a geo kind of person. Like using geometric shapes on things isn't my, it's not my love, but I wanted to kind of challenge myself and see if I could figure out a way to make this look acceptable. So now I put a little flag at the top. I'm going to use more of these stickers. And at this point, I'm like trying to figure out, okay, what next? I'm not sure. So I knew I had some of the gold hearts left over from when I made the first card with the love from that small die. And I also know I wanted a sentiment in here because there's a whole lot of talking going on. It almost reminds me of one of one of those inspiration boards you see at work where it's telling you to, yay, as a team we can all do better. It kind of reminds me of that. So I wanted to add one more little sentiment across the front and then the little hearts, kind of placing them around. And that's going to do it. So if you read all the little sentiments on here, it definitely looks like one of those inspiration things that you see at work. And that's going to finish off my work harder card. And that's going to do it. I want to thank you guys so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. I hope these cards give you a few more ideas on what to do with the small and the large dies, mixing them in with your kit. And I will see you again real soon with some more videos. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.